Oh, we've just been around the bottom of this track.
Yep.
The crevices, checking under rocks, and just speaking to some people that are on the back area there.
Yep.
Whether they've actually noticed her.
It's been a couple of nights since she's been out there.
Michael Veron was reported missing last night after falling from a dinghy into the freezing waters of the Hawkesbury River.
Okay, 11:45.
And hasn't been seen since.
Have you found a next of kin for this missing person yet? No
With
worries.
the clock
If you need
ticking,
any further assistance,
Gary begins tracking down Michael's family.
Bye.
Hi guys, hiya.
Meanwhile, at the scene, Inspector Pauline Bellamore coordinates the land and sea search.
Hi. We actually at this present moment have the police divers out there with Launch Brooklyn, and they are doing a search of the area where the missing person was last seen. We also have a number of police who are actually combing the actual shore areas of both Danga Island and Long Island. So that was where the missing person was last seen about 12:10 this morning.
We'll start searching again now, and what I might get you to do is extend our search area a bit wider.
Meanwhile, at search headquarters, with hundreds of kilometres of bushland surrounding the river, there's every hope that Michael Veron somehow made it to shore and is lost in the bush.
I could hear someone yelling out help, and they were very panicky at that point in time. That's when I decided to jump out of bed.
Steve Moxham was first on the scene.
I could see a figure at the bow of the blue yacht out here, and my neighbour was on his way out already to pick that fellow up. He said there's another one in the water. His name is Michael, and he's not a good swimmer. We weren't sure whether he was still swimming or whether he had gone under or what.
Moxham knows the dangers of these waters better than most, and time is running out. Police divers are working their way up the river.
Service to both divers, move to the shot and begin your circular jackstay search. Copy.
Copy that. Moving to the shot.
That launch has been utilised. The line is attached to the divers, and the divers are utilising that to be taken in the direction in which they need to go.
If we've got visibility, we're looking for a body shape. They do stand out rather well. It's not nice, but somebody has to do it, and somebody has to return that person and bring him back and put a bit of finality to it.
Copy that. One call. Left bottom.
It's the second day of the search for Michael Veron. Police have finally located his parents and sister, and they too have arrived on the scene.
I mean, last night I stayed at my mum's. I even slept in his room because I just thought he's here. It's always easier when you sort of see other people going. It doesn't affect you, but when you go through it, you exactly know what pain other people go through. They're still searching Michael. I feel comfortable here, just being out here. It just makes me feel I'm close to him.
Jane has begun checking leads on her new case, a missing 70-year-old grandmother who suffers from dementia. There's no time to lose.
She was reported missing by her husband, and she was last seen at 5:45 p.m.
Yvonne's son has been searching for his mum ever since.
Where are you at the moment?
I'm down the back of the War Veterans Home, just scouting the boundary and just checking all the nooks and crannies out in the edge of the bush.
My name's Jane Sutcliffe from Missing Persons Unit. This is Pat.
Yvonne has been the love of Nick's life for over 50 years. But since the onset of her dementia, she's become increasingly confused.
Nothing wrong with her physically and that, but it's only the, as I said, the sickness that she's got, Put a conversation to her and say anything that happened, say 10 years ago or earlier, she's there, But anything, say, if I was to ask her, say, what she had for breakfast yesterday, I couldn't answer. If it could be cured, I'll give the house away for, if she could have, become good the way she used to be.
The fears for her safety are growing.
There's been some search for her conducted on Saturday night initially.
They've been searching in the air and on the ground, and it's not going well.
The son of the missing person spoke to a resident who believes that she spoke to the missing person on Saturday night. They had an argument about the missing person picking flowers of the informant.
And that's exactly where they head to next, where Yvonne was last seen picking the flowers. With the trail bike search underway, Jane returns to the Reuben home to speak with Yvonne's son, Nick.
Oh, we've just been around the bottom of this track.
Yep.
Any steep crevices, checking under rocks.
Okay, so you've done a pretty thorough search.
Yeah, and checking those areas out and just speaking to some people that are on the back area there,
Yep.
whether they've actually noticed her.
It's been a couple of nights that she's been out there.
Jane and Pat head to the local shops to see if anyone has spotted her.
I'm sorry, no, I haven't.
Hi, I'm just looking for a missing person in the area. I'm just wondering if you've seen her. She went missing
With no luck
Saturday
at the
night.
shops, the best hope now is that the helicopter search planned later that evening will find Yvonne.
We're heading out towards Narrabeen Lake. We're transiting up to the north of Sydney, heading that way right now.
Pol Air is using its thermal imaging camera to look for Yvonne.
We're looking for heat sources. This equipment is fairly sophisticated, picks up temperature differentials between the types of terrain. We've got some heat sources there that are rocks. This area is fairly dense foliage, and if someone's hiding down there or fallen down a crevice or something like that, they're going to be very hard to find. Unfortunately, at this stage, we haven't had any positive sign of a body or whether alive or dead.
If she is down there and not found tonight, there's every chance this elderly lady won't survive a third night in the bush. The new case of 41-year-old Broken Hill man David Hawes, missing for 3 weeks, is now hotting up. Steve Jeffries begins the hunt by calling David's mum.
We've got no idea where he might have headed for.
No, well, this is it. We're a very close family,
Yeah.
and if he wasn't around duties, he'd be here.
How's his state of mind? Was he all right
Well, he
last time we
was.
saw
He
him?
was really down
Was
because
he?
they'd put him off work, and he had a few debts. I haven't broke down yet, but I think I'm beginning to get to the end of me tether.
There is a possibility that he may have taken something into his own hands or done something, but there's no evidence to suggest this at this stage, and it's a bit of a mystery, but it's out of character, and obviously the family have concerns.
We don't know a lot about David's state of mind at the time of him going missing. The evidence that we have provides 2 real possibilities. One, that he's managed to find a lift somewhere along the Mildura Road, or 2, that he remains somewhere out there in the bush.
I've been advised that Mum's finding it very hard to deal with this situation, as any mother would, and hopefully when we meet with her we can offer her some answers.
But when they arrive at the search site, they're confronted with some tragic news.
The mother of the missing person's passed away.
Oh, no.
We're not exactly sure. But it's obviously directly related to the missing person, but unfortunately at this stage, we're just conducting some inquiries with the family. And
that's devastating for the family.
It seems David's mum, Patricia, simply couldn't bear the pain anymore.
Our missing person is David Andrew Hawes.
Police
41-year-old
and State
male
Emergency
Caucasian.
Services volunteers gather
Was
for a
last
briefing.
seen approximately 15 kilometres southwest from here, along the power line.
David's brother, Robert, has now joined the search. His hope is that David has just walked off and is wandering out here somewhere.
He's always been a loner. He's more or less kept to himself ever since he's been a young fellow. He walks for miles, I know that. That's all he used to do. He just walk and walk and walk.
But surrounded by thousands of kilometres of unforgiving desert, the chances of finding him are not good. And the unanswered question still remains. Why did David disappear?
He did owe quite a substantial amount of money. Yeah, I think he couldn't cope, and he just walked off.
After 6 hours of searching an area where David was last thought to have been seen, there is still no sign of him. While the line search fans out further across the desert, Pol Air prepares for a sweep from the air. A local farmer has come forward claiming he saw David Hawes only a few days ago. So, acting on this information, Paul the tracker has found some footprints.
Missing person David had been spoken to by the grazier that owns this property, and that he was travelling from that way up towards Broken Hill following the power lines. Well, you can tell he's travelling towards Broken Hill through the way the indentation's heavy at the front of the toe.
Yep.
Where he's been walking, the toe usually digs in and drags back.
He could have covered that 10 k's after dusk quite easily.
Quite easily. But again, dehydration in this area doesn't take long to set on. The middle of February is still a fairly hot day.
There's no time to lose. Police race off in the direction of the footprints. Time is critical. So volunteers quickly begin searching the new area where David was spotted 15 kilometres outside town. After 12 long hours scouring the desert, the searchers come up empty-handed again.
The SES and police have searched in a vast area today.
We've done about 150 metres from either side of the road.
If he's walked out this way, it's a fair hike. Virtually like a desert once you get past this creek. And once you get about 100 k's out, then it goes in the thicker scrub again.
Whether he's wandered off the road into the vast expanses here and met with some sort of grief, it's just one of those mysteries at the moment.
He could have been sighted back there and he's bummed a ride to Majura and
well, that's the hope.
Could be anywhere now. Yeah,
could
be sitting in Melbourne or somewhere.
As volunteers and police call it a day, their best hope is that David's caught a road train heading south.